shaping behaviors in a non-threatening context. Why non-threatening? Because you don't want to kick in that long-term potentiation process in the amygdala, right? You want to kick it in the hippocampus so you can make the frontal cortex connections in a way that will allow you to have more choices rather than fewer. The calm dog can decide a zillion things to do while the thunderstorm is going on. The panic dog can only throw itself through a window, right? Options are always a good thing, and you can't get to negotiated settlements without them. It involves classic desensitization, where the patient learns not to react to stimuli that are gradually increasing in intensity, and counter-conditioning, where the patient's rewarded for exhibiting a preferred behavior that's incompatible with the desired one. But those changes can actually occur secondarily. Many of my clients hate the idea of active behavior mod. They hate the idea of having to do this. Well, I get around that in two ways. I don't insist that they do it, although I tell them it would be a fabulous idea. And I don't call it any of this stuff because that scares them. So I have them do another set of things, okay? I have them do things that will help the dog to make the world make sense. And they do that. I also tell them they can do it on a schedule that works for them. You guys know about learning. Which would you prefer? The client who sets aside 30 minutes a day, twice a day to work with their dog, or the client who sets aside 5 minutes every other day? I prefer the 30 minutes twice a day, too. I just don't know anybody who has that kind of time in their life anymore, okay? So why am I going to tell them to do something they can't do? I tell them to find the time they can, and I explain the response surface and the learning curve to them, and I explain neuronal stimulation, and guess what? They get it instantly because it makes sense. But really what you're doing here is you're replacing a set of rules that encourage reaction regardless of context with a new set of rules that allow the animal to relax and to learn to take his or her cues from the contextual environment. This involves clear signaling and learned trust from both of you, and the humans must be reliable. The onus of failure is on the human. They must be reliable. The animal's trapped in his own head. Human must be reliable. And when I say relaxation, how important is it and how can we tell if a dog's relaxed? These are pictures from Kirsty Sexel. This is one of her clients who gave her these pictures. Kirsty went to visit this dog who had generalized anxiety disorder and reacted to everything. This poor German Shepherd, you can see in this picture, big bad ears, wrinkled forehead, tight face, forepaws tense, paws across the belly in the back, tail tightly clamped. And all Kirsty did was put this dog on the protocol for relaxation and the protocol for deference, and to teach this dog every time something happened or was going to happen or the dog thought something was going to happen, to take a deep breath and to lie down and to relax, and that the dog would get rewarded for it, very much like that guy. And just with that, and the client brought her these pictures. This is the dog a couple of months later. Look at the relaxed face, the play face, the ears out, the tail out, the legs soft, the belly exposed, and the dog's playing with the toy. And the thing that the people said made them get out the photo album was that they realized they'd never seen the dog play with a toy. And they got out the photo album, and there was no record of it. And I always tell my clients to videotape their dogs once a week. They can send me the video clips by email, or they can just look at them themselves. They'll get it. Get the family photo albums, look at the body postures. Suddenly it'll all make sense. These people did it for themselves and came to Kirsty with this. And they said, now we understand relaxation. The dog could never learn to do other things because in this dog's world, everything was going to happen and it was all going to be bad. And now it's not. That's what relaxation is. And what I do is I start by getting the animal to attend to treats. I'm quiet. I don't